Hey friends, Juan Dusan here. This is a walkthrough for TOMMEE PROFITT Percussion, a new library by Cinematic Tools. This library is an all-in-one solution that eliminates the need for blending 3 to 4 different percussion libraries to get that sweet epic sound, giving you instant access to the impact and depth that your music requires. TOMMEE PROFITT Percussion was born out of the collaboration between the multi-talented musician, producer, and award-winning composer TOMMEE PROFITT and the Cinematic Tools team. Tommie's expertise and creative vision merged to give composers complete access to his epic cinematic percussion world. I'm very excited to give you a tour of this library, so let's dive right in. TOMMEE PROFITT Percussion has 5 different engines that I'm gonna walk you through, and each one of these engines serves a specific purpose. On the top left corner, you have access to 2 different mix options, mix A and mix B. You can change each key's mix independently. These blue drums in the lower section of the keyboard are different combinations of multiple drum sounds. Down on the left, you have a high pass and low pass filters. And in the middle, you have a big knob which adds saturation, distortion, and compression to your drums. Below that, we have knobs for level, pitch, and panning. It's worth mentioning again that these knobs will affect the keys individually. So if, for example, you want to change the pitch of one of your drums, you can do this by playing the key and then changing the pitch amount to what you want. This will only change the pitch on that one sample and keep the rest of the drums unchanged. And right below that, we have our microphone mix with 3 different mics: close, room, and hall. The entire right section of the plugin includes the effect section, which you can use by clicking this button to turn on the effect, and then click on the effect icon to change its settings. As you can see, everything is on the same page, which keeps everything very intuitive, simple, and easy to use. Here in the effects section, we have a drop-down menu with some presets that you can pick from, and here in the bottom, we have buttons to load, save, bypass, and reset your effects. Now, let's hear some examples of the drums available in this engine. Now let's move on to the loop engine. Now the way the samples are distributed in this engine is a little different. Instead of having 2 sections in the key bed, you have 3 sections that represents the low, mid, and high percussion elements. In this engine we have organic and hybrid. We have similar modules here on the left side, but in the center we have the main big knob. The effect section is the same, the knobs in the middle are the same, the level, pitch, and panning knobs in the middle are the same, and the main difference of this engine is the loop section. Each one of the keys that you press will have a different loop. And here on the right we have a mini mixer for the loops. You'll see that this library has something very unconventional, which is loops in 6/8. The interface is pretty much the same. We have the mix on the top left corner, which has organic and hybrid sounds. The hybrid sounds are just a combination of whooshes, booms, and other sound design elements and tails. Here in the lower middle section, we have the Epic Rolls engine with two of my favorite things of this library, the reverse button and the impact button. These two buttons work on an independent key basis, so they will only modify one key at a time instead of the whole group of samples. The reverse button does exactly that. It reverses the roll sample. And the impact button, probably my favorite thing about this engine, skips the roll and starts at the impact, like this. Now let's hear some of these epic rolls, and I'm going to be playing with the reverse and impact buttons to show you how they work. Now let's move on to the Cymbals Engine. This interface is very similar. It doesn't have the two mix options on the top left. And here in the lower middle section, we're gonna have our microphone mix, like in our Epic Drums engine. We have a close, a room, and a whole mic. The organization of the samples is very interesting. Let me show you how it works. These rows are time locked. So that's why our keys are organized in this way. They're in pairs. So C and D are one group of samples. The one on the left is 1 bar in length. The one on the right is 2 bars in length. E and F is another pair. G and A is another one, and so on and so forth. The keys here on the top right, those are the cymbal hits. So let's hear some of these cymbal rolls and hits. Now for the big knob, you can see that the effects of saturation, distortion, compression, they're still there. There's just a little bit less of that in this engine compared to the other ones, so we don't go too crazy. Okay, finally we have our last engine, trailer effects. This is a collection of different trailer effects like booms, punch hits, whooshes, whoosh hits, risers, downers, and you can pretty much access them through this drop-down menu. The samples are organized in two groups, the blue group and the yellow group. The blue group is organic sounds, and the yellow group of samples is more modern and complex. So that's a walkthrough for TOMMEE PROFITT Percussion by Cinematic Tools. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.